Hi everybody, welcome to City Beat. I am Nancy Byrne and we are in the patio gallery at the Springs Preserve where you can stop by until the end of March and check out some of the incredible talent of our middle and high school artists and writers. It's the annual Scholastic Art and Writing Awards show. We're going to give you a closer look at some of this work and you are going to be bowled over by the level of talent here. Something else that took place at Springs Preserve for a few days in March was a gathering of local agencies for some incredible training from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Now, you may not have been involved in the training, but you're about to find out why you as citizens will benefit.
An unprecedented act of violence. This is
Luckily for the city of Las Vegas, we don't often have large-scale emergencies, but we have to be even more vigilant about being prepared for the time that it does happen. So for us, even if the emergency is not in the city, it can affect our city in such a way that we still have to be able to communicate and coordinate and collaborate with our partner. We're going to give everybody a scenario that they can really sink their teeth into that's going to challenge local court ordinances as well as state codes and federal rules on how we manage our community in the aftermath of a major disaster. States this will be at least a level 3 MCI, mass casualty incident. Dispatch began receiving numerous calls from the area. Battalion 1 arrived on scene and assumed command.
Put the city of Las Vegas and other entities, including Metro.
Yeah, is everything on? That we have activated our Joint Information Center.
We're going to be briefing you today on what we currently know about the incidents that's happened across the city. I know all of you are really looking for this information, so we're going to give you what we can, and then we'll continue to brief you throughout the day.
I never open the Emergency Operations Center without also having the communications component open the Joint Information Center. And the reason why is if we're not communicating to the public what it is we're doing and how we're doing it, how are they ever going to know? It's so important that our communications team is available and prepared to respond alongside us so that we're getting the most timely updated information out to the public as possible.
Communication in an episode like this is so critical. In this day and age, information flies so quickly. So being able to tell people exactly what's going on, what they should or shouldn't do in the event of an emergency is so key. And that's why for our department, practicing things like this and being ready to respond it's paramount to what we do. These are always eye-opening. We're going to do many things right. We did many things right here today. We're going to make a few mistakes, which we did today, but that's the idea. It's a safe environment to learn from so that if we ever have to face anything like October 1 again, that we're prepared and that a lot of people are prepared, that our bench strength is very deep so that no matter who has to respond, that we're ready.
To let people know that there are people watching over them and their safety in our community every day, and that we do prepare for the really big emergencies, not just the day-to-day stuff, in hopes that it never happens. Maybe we never have to use it, but we're prepared if we do.
This type of training is usually available in Emmitsburg, Maryland, near the FEMA campus. Now, city leaders have traveled all the way across the country to participate, but this was a great opportunity for FEMA to reach out to local agencies and reach out to more people at a lower cost to those local agencies. FEMA likes the idea so much, they're thinking of doing more of these. We're going to stay on this emergency responder theme just a little bit longer. Very often here on City Beat, we share with you the intense training that goes into becoming a member of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. Well, for many of those men and women, once they get through that training, they like to further their training into one of the specialty areas like hazmat. Now, this is the team that responds to hazardous material incidents all over southern Nevada. It's a 240-hour course. 15 people just graduated. Eric Sorensen, one of our editors and photographers, put together a video to honor their graduation. We'd like to share part of it with you.
For those of you that don't know, you're becoming a part of the only Class 1 hazmat team in Southern Nevada.
One of the big things coming into decon is that as you're coming in, whoever the entry team leader is, they should have you do an air check.
Grateful for all of you who have stepped up to take on some additional responsibility. Thank you so much for your willingness to go through this training and become a hazmat technician for the organization.
Right now, we're needed. There's a big need for hazmat techs. We're short in our department. We had a lot of promotions from the firefighter paramedic ranks to captain and engineer. So we were short on firefighter and paramedic hazmat techs, which these academies are filling the void. And we are the only Type 1 team in the Valley.
Your objective primarily is to go downrange, upright the barrels. Due to the inability to stay out of the product, relate to command the need for technical decon. After that is done, decon group, determine the methods of decontamination, and properly decon all members who have to go downrange.
Things are always changing. You'll never go on the quote-unquote same fire. You'll never go on the same. Everything's changing, especially hazmat. There's more stuff out there, more stuff being transported by rail, by on the streets, you know, all that stuff, and products are always changing.
Did our best to run all of the members or all the students of this classroom through deconning, the correct procedures of deconning from step A through step Z.
Clark County they used to have a hazmat team. They no longer do, but they have some great props. So we went out there. One of the things we do on fuel tankers is if there's a tanker rolled over on its side, before they upright it, it has to be unloaded. So that could be one of our responsibilities, and we're practicing drilling through the aluminum, making a hole to put a vacuum tube in to unload it.
Whether it's intentional or accidental, you know, there's hazardous materials all over the place, and the millions and millions of shipments that happen across the country are bound to come through Las Vegas at one point or another. To have all these personnel available to help mitigate that stuff if something were to go wrong is crucial.
Scenario was we had our whole, with any hazmat scenario you have decon, so you have an entry group and you have research. So with that we had everything set up, the decon, we had our research group that got a little information going on possibly what we had. Then entry goes in, kind of does a little recon mission, figures out what they have. Is it a container? Is it a drum? Is it, what is possibly leaking? And then an idea of what it is. And then at that point, then they decide, can they mitigate it or solve it? Try to, slow the leak, upright a drum, so on and so forth, and then proceed with the next steps. So, ultimately our job is to mitigate it, figure out what it is, make sure it's not endangering anybody else, and then solve the problem.
Every time you get roved into a hazmat station, get your hands on the tools, get your hands on the monitors, go through the SOPs, because if you don't use it, you lose it, and stay familiar with everything. There's a lot of equipment, there's a lot of things that we need to know, so stay familiar with it.
This is the first of 2 classes. As soon as those 15 graduated, another 15 got started. It's just too much of a strain to take 30 firefighters out of the rotation for this intense training. So good luck to the current class members and congratulations to the graduates. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to show you how to take care of an 86-foot tall guitar, Las Vegas style. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Ashley Colmu. Ashley is a community program specialist at the Centennial Hills Active Adult Center in Ward 6. She really takes our values to heart as she works to provide activities and experiences our seniors in the northwest part of the city have come to love and rely upon. The city offers many activities, trips, and seminars, and Ashley is always at the forefront on these projects. She always has a kind word and takes the time to really get to know the residents who come in and visit the facility. For Thanksgiving, Ashley cooked a feast for more than 70 active adults at the center. We're not talking about a quick microwavable meal, turkey, and all the trimmings. For all you do to make life joy for all ages, we congratulate you, Ashley Colmu, the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please.
Don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Our family is no less than any other family.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Welcome back to City Beat from the patio gallery at Springs Preserve, where we're going to show you an incredible exhibit just a little bit later on. But first, it stood outside the Hard Rock Cafe until the restaurant closed in 2016 over there on Paradise. Well, what do you do when you have to remove an 86-foot tall Gibson Les Paul guitar? Well, we are the city of neon, and we're also home to the Neon Boneyard, so the answer may seem obvious, but it was quite an undertaking to move and restore the guitar. We did it, and we're going to take you now to its first lighting on March 4th in the Boneyard. Before the sun went down and the sign lit up on this March 4th evening, you could see how moving an 86-foot tall guitar with 4,000 feet of neon tubing and 1,500 light bulbs could be a challenge. But it happened, and before it was officially illuminated for the first time in its new home, we learned how.
About 15 months ago, we launched a crowdfunding campaign to raise the funds to restore this beauty. And we didn't want to use an expensive platform to do it. We wanted all of our donors to know that 100% of their donation was going to go directly towards the restoration project and not to submit administrative fees.
Word began to spread about restoring this iconic sign, and donations came in from 13 different countries and 42 states and U.S. territories. The money enabled Yesco, the sign company, to put in more than 1,600 man-hours to help move, restore, and reassemble the sign. So it was no wonder so many VIPs and donors were on hand for this night to watch it come back to life.
People come here as tourists just to see it. They come as researchers, they come as film producers, they come as historians, because it is such an iconic part of Nevada's past.
As the sun set over the boneyard and the strings of Vi-Electric chimed in to celebrate the relighting of these strings, the switch was finally thrown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There are so many reasons saving this sign is so important, but one of the reasons is not so well known. Earlier in the evening, the president and CEO of the Neon Museum, Rob McCoy, along with the artist who designed the sign, said so many cities where he was hired to design iconic hard rock signs had restrictions on the use of, believe it or not, neon. Well, not Las Vegas.
From 82 to 90, I had only one spectacular sign that we did in Houston. And so when we got to Vegas, it's like, oh boy. And I think you'll agree, I got carried away.
And Las Vegas has gotten carried away with this sign and making sure it had a proper place to live for many years to come.
So in the sign industry, the biggest, most beautiful, most flamboyant signs are called spectaculars. And you guys, we have a spectacular in the Neon Boneyard now.
It's so great to see that it now has a permanent home. You can go see the big guitar along with all of our other historic signs at the Neon Museum, which is located at 770 North Las Vegas Boulevard. Well, there's so much to do in the city of Las Vegas for tourists and locals. For example, if you have kids that are interested in cheering and you're interested in letting them cheer without breaking the pocketbook, you might want to think about the Maniacs. It's a cheer team based out of Mirabelli Community Center. They're a nationally award-winning cheer team. Sue Levitt takes us to one of their practices and reminds us that tryouts are right around the corner.
Hi everyone, I'm Sue Levitt, and today we are at the Mirabelli Community Center because we are about to discover some fun with these Maniacs. Meet the Maniacs cheerleaders.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Mirabelli Community Center is home to these Maniacs that work out here regularly to prepare for competitions.
I love to stunt and tumble. That's my favorite.
Kendall Hawkins joined the Maniacs cheer team after moving to Las Vegas just a few years ago.
They're all really sweet. Most of them are a lot younger than me, so they're all like little sisters to me. They're really cute though. I love all of them.
The sport of cheerleading is offered through the city here at Mirabelli as an alternative to some of the other pricey cheer facilities in town.
It's such a good program. It's a really good way to ease your way into cheer or just stick with it. It's a lot of just family, team bonding, that comes first, and everything follows, and it just always falls into place.
Jennifer Blanchard coaches the Maniacs and has led them to numerous competitions where the teams have received national recognition. The Maniacs have also been honored by our city council for their hard work and dedication.
I love it. Jen, she's always been a really fun coach. The team's always been super good chemistry between each other. We've never had huge problems. It's a good experience.
The Maniacs are a recreational cheer team, and as you watch these mighty competitors work out, it doesn't take long to realize this team is different and at a skill level you would not expect from a recreational cheer team.
We don't have to be all-star or recreational. You know, we're our own and we're as good as anybody else.
And the Maniacs are good, if not better, than anybody else, as you can see from all of the many awards and trophies that line this gym.
1, 3, 5,
If you'd like more information about the Maniacs, you can always go to 702-229-PLAY or call Mirabelli directly at 229-6359. Well, as we mentioned, we're at the patio gallery here at Springs Preserve. When we come back, we're going to give you a closer look at this beautiful exhibit on display. We are also going to take you outside here at the Springs Preserve for a wonderful oasis they call the butterfly habitat. Stay with us.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it here. So what are you waiting for? Just go to the site.
Paddington! Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, where's that bear?
Welcome back to City Beat from Springs Preserve. You know, not too far from where we are right now, the patio gallery is another attraction that you're going to want to check out for the next few months. It's an oasis where you feel like you are stepping into a tropical area filled with beautiful sights, smells, and sounds. It's the butterfly habitat we visited recently and didn't want to leave. Let's face it, even if you are not having a good day, this Springs Preserve exhibit would make any bad mood dissolve into feelings of peace, serenity, and beauty. It's the butterfly habitat, and it's a seasonal exhibit here every spring and fall. It's a beautiful way to get up close to these graceful creatures that almost look hand-painted.
We have a large variety of butterflies. So we get stuff from North America, butterflies that are even native to us here in Las Vegas, like monarchs. And then we also have stuff that comes to us from the tropical regions, like Central and South America. So we have some really big, beautiful blue morphos that live in the tropics, or a lot of little long-winged butterflies, stuff that we wouldn't normally see here. So we try to make this an environment that's more friendly to kind of everything that we get in here.
Zoologist Katrina Smith says when she steps into the habitat each day, it's hard to believe she's working, but she does remind us that a lot of work goes into making this beautiful garden unfold.
A lot of work goes into this place from the gardens department. So they are in charge of making this just pop with color and make it beautiful and give us lots of plants for the butterflies to feed on. So they go around and feed on the nectar of all these plants. So we want to make sure they have lots of food in here and then just make it beautiful and colorful to make it a really fun experience for visitors coming in here.
While it is a wonderful place to visit, it's an even better place to learn. Some of the butterfly facts are quite surprising, especially to a novice like me, like their lifespan.
They go through several different life stages. So the adult butterflies will lay eggs, and they'll lay them on specific host plants. And then when those eggs hatch out, they are caterpillars, and those caterpillars will eat the plants that their eggs were hatched out on. So then when those caterpillars have grown up long enough, then they kind of cocoon, and then when those cocoons hatch out, they become these big, beautiful butterflies. And the butterflies generally last about 2 to 3 weeks. That's their lifespan.
And if you've ever wondered why they are attracted to sweet flowers and fruit, Katrina explains.
These butterflies actually taste with their feet. So when they land on a plant, they'll be kind of testing it out to see, oh, is this the kind of plant that I need to lay my eggs on, you know, for my caterpillars to munch on, or is this flower, you know, delicious for me to drink its nectar? So they taste with their feet.
Sharing her knowledge with the public, especially children, is one of the highlights of her job.
One of the really fun things about the butterfly habitat is school groups or kids that come through, because they just walk in and they're just like, wow, like it's just really fun and exciting to get young kids excited about nature and the stuff around them. It's just really fun to be able to kind of get that next generation excited about nature and conservation and just happy about their environment.
So step out of the desert and feel like you've stepped into their world, even if just for a few hours. You can visit the butterfly habitat until May 27th. They close it down during the heat of the summer and then reopen it in the fall. Well, as we have been mentioning, we are in the patio gallery here at Springs Preserve, where you can come check out some beautiful work done by our middle and high school artists and writers. It's the annual Scholastic Art and Writing Awards show. Without further ado, we'd like to give you a closer look. I don't know about you, but I was so impressed with all of the artwork that we saw here. You can see it for yourself through the end of March. Well, another sign that spring is here is, well, it's tax time. So get out a pen and paper. We have some very important information for many of you who may qualify for some free tax help. As we do every year, the City of Las Vegas and some of our senior and community centers are offering free tax help from AARP and the Internal Revenue Service Volunteer Program. Here's a look at some of the places available. Make sure you call in advance. They all require appointments, and you need to find out if you qualify. We want to thank you for joining us from Springs Preserve. This is a great place for the family to visit year-round. It's located at 333 South Valley View Boulevard, right near the Meadows Mall. You can plan your visit and get more information by going to springspreserve.org. Well, the Mint 400 rolled through town once again, all the way from Mandalay Bay to downtown Las Vegas. As we say goodbye, we'll take you to that parade.